obviously not the result you guys wanted, but how'd you feel out there, and what did you make of that? Can you take us through that first goal?
Yeah, I think I felt pretty good from the start. Tried to make quick plays, not too much, like trying to move the puck and support the offense, and that's how the goal came. Defended and then join the rush and just try to shoot it quick and one in.
What are your main goals for this preseason and this training camp?
I think I'm just trying to play my game, trying to fit into the team because I'm coming from a junior league, trying to play the men's hockey and just trying to show myself in the best light.
How did that pace feel for you tonight?
I think it was a good pace. It's obviously a lot of NHL players, and I was really excited to play the game. To see the level the guys are at, and I'll keep getting better and trying to get better every game.
What was that feeling seeing the puck hit the back of the net for you?
Yeah, I mean it was amazing. I think every goal that I scored, I was really happy about it. So yeah, I think it was a good feeling.
How would you describe the overall just game day atmosphere at the Fortress tonight?
Yeah, it was amazing. I know there would be that many people for preseason. It's amazing how people like the hockey in Vegas, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
Biggest learning lesson or takeaway from tonight's game for you and your team?
I think just capitalize on the chances we had. I think we had a lot of shots on the net, and we just needed a little bit, to get the puck deep and puck into the net. So yeah.
Biggest takeaway from your first preseason game?
Just got to tighten up and support each other better with the puck. I think we did some good things tonight. Getting everyone on the same page, you play a little bit faster. So I think that's what we can do, especially on breakouts, and just support the puck a little bit better.
How would you evaluate your line with Mark and William? And I guess how much conversation is happening in real time during that game with you guys?
Yeah, we're always talking on the ice and on the bench. There's always plays you think you can make a little bit better, and being vocal is a good way to kind of figure that out quickly. I think we created a lot. I think we worked hard. We tried to create turnovers and get pucks to the net. There's always room for improvement, and that's what we'll focus on tomorrow.
Bruce was saying the biggest thing for the vets, for the returning guys, is the timing. I guess how did that go for you personally in your game and over your career? Like when does it click, or is it different every time?
I think it's different every time. You'll have games where the puck is just finding you in the right time and space, and then you'll have others where you feel like you're just chasing the entire game. So a little bit of both tonight. I think some of the timing was really good, and other opportunities, sometimes you feel like it's kind of wasted just because maybe you're a couple steps off or not positionally ready.
Bruce, Danny Webster, Las Vegas Review Journal. It's number here, 24 shifts for Bowman tonight. That's one of the guys you're kind of looking for, is to see how he develops. How did you feel he kind of handled the challenge tonight?
Well, listen, I thought he played fine. Some of that was predicated on Pav leaving the game early. So as a right winger, we had Lavoie, him, different Cataford we could rotate through. And those are all guys that we want to look at. I've seen more of Lavoie than Cataford and Bowman, so I just decided, let's throw a little more at him, see how he handles it. Again, I'll look at it tomorrow, and I think for Bowman, we know that he took a good step last year, a guy that we didn't know a lot about. All of a sudden he's in Henderson, and he progressed well, so let's take a look at a guy that had a good year down there. Same with you, Chaz, has been in a couple games, so that's how that played out, and get him to understand the pace and the quickness and the heaviness on pucks that it takes to play here. There's a learning curve. So the more he can see that, the better off hopefully he'll be. You know, we're not under illusions that we're plugging them into our lineup right now. If we have injuries, we'll look at everybody, but as I said today, we have a good feeling on who the guys will be, assuming they're ready to go on opening night. But who's next, right? I've said that a lot, that sometimes that's what camp's about for some players, especially, you know, nowadays you get into the, you know, it's not 30 years ago when there's, you know, more, you know, contracts are different, the cap, all that stuff. So that's what we're looking at with Bowman. I think he's earned, he earned it from his play last year, so let's see how he handles it now. Cataford's a little different, newer guy. Liked him at rookie camp. I'd put Bowman in that UChaz category. As I said, Lisinski and I'm using the guys that played tonight. Lisinski and Lavoie, we've gotten a look at. So they're still going to play, but we wanted to give a little more to those two guys just to get more familiar with them.
Do you have an update on Pavel?
Lower body. You know, we've gone through a little bit of this now with the kind of muscle strains, pulls, whatever they are. Lozon's is dragged a little bit. Jack was right back out there, so we'll see how it is for Pav. I can't tell you how it'll be tomorrow, the next day, but we're going through a bit of that.
Jesse.
Hi, Bruce. Jesse Granger at The Athletic. When you talk about the next guy up and you're trying to kind of create that list and these guys are trying to make that list, do you put them into different buckets in terms of this is like a top 6 guy we would need, this is a bottom 6 guy, or is it more just we want the best player?
Well, we want the best player, but it should be a fit. I said this before a few years back when Pav got his chance. I thought he'd be best suited as some sort of shooter and that it happened. I'm pretty sure it was Carly and Smitty that, you know, it must have moved Phil to a different up or somebody, you know, I don't know what happened, but whereas if it's a guy, maybe if Kolasar goes down, is it, you know, are we better off with a Ronnie or, you know what I mean? So you don't want to ever put a player in a position where maybe he's not going to have the best opportunity to at least play to his strengths, but sometimes you don't have that luxury. They just play. So, and if he's the best player and whatever his attributes are, sometimes just being in the lineup and working your way up is not a bad thing either. I've seen that I'll go back to a player in Boston, Brad Marchand, started as a 4th liner and he's a 1st liner. So it doesn't mean you can't do it. It's just you have to adjust your game. So you have to have that in the back of your head. Is a guy going to be able to do that? Is he a forecheck guy? Can he get there if that's what the line needs? If he's just not that guy, then I don't think it helps him or the team.
We'll go to Vince here in the back.
Vince Sapienza, Fox 5. Bruce, you said you were curious to see what Mark looked like with Carlson and Smith. What did you make of it?
I thought they did some good things. You could tell some of the plays they made, they were like Stoney's one of those kind of a no-look bump plays in a hurry. Sometimes you can obviously hold on to it longer on the wall. I thought he was good on the walls with Carly, so no issues there. Getting the puck into the middle at speed, I think, like I said, the way we play anyway, that should lend itself to an easy transition for both of those. In the O-zone, I thought they just missed on a few plays that will just take some time. So I liked their game. Smitty hit a pipe, Stoney hit a pipe, so they didn't finish, but I thought they had some looks. So we'll just keep working at it for them. Yeah, I think it's their first game in months, so we won't over-evaluate, but I thought they had the puck a lot. I thought they were reading off each other, just didn't quite connect, and I think that was a lot of our game. It's, again, it took us a long time to score, so we drilled down on that, and we misfired on a couple of good looks too, like we get a little sharper, and that was early, like Hurdle and Pav, right? So that's a part of our game I think every team goes through, and the farther they get along in exhibition, hopefully be a little cleaner, but I thought they played pretty well together, and again, you'll look at it to see where they can do something different. I'm sure they'll talk about it tomorrow. There are 3 very high hockey IQ guys that will probably be able to walk through it better than probably us as coaches.
Last one tonight. Back to Danny.
You mentioned Lazon dragging a little bit and Hutton now, I think, played also on Sunday. Is this a chance for him to get a few more games to kind of see if he can take that 6th spot as well? Or how are you kind of evaluating that right now?
Yeah, I mean, Hutty, he didn't play a lot of hockey last year, got injured, and then we were healthy, so he's got to catch up a little. That's just the reality of it. get his pace up a little bit just from get back to NHL speed. And when you don't play that long, that's tough. And you got the summer. So I anticipate Losey won't be long, but till he's in the lineup, there's him. There's Magna, who's a big, long guy that's a good defender. Don't know where Cormier, if it's fair to him for all the time he missed last year to say, but I'm sure he's thinking, well, I'd like to take that spot too. Coughlin's played, a lot of NHL games, so it's a righty, but still so there's other options there, but specifically to Huddy, yes, he's going to get more time. He was going to play a lot anyway, Danny, simply because of the situation he had to go through last year not playing, and he needs it. It was just not a lot of hockey for him last year, so let's try to catch up at least in preseason as much as possible.